Parents, what's your best example of reverse psychology on your kids that actually worked? My son Kieran was 7 when he decided homework was optional, not just avoiding it, actively rebelling against the concept. He'd forget assignments, claim teachers never explained them, and once hid his backpack in the garage for 3 days to avoid a math worksheet. Every strategy failed. Rewards, consequences. Sitting beside him for hours while he drew elaborate dinosaurs in his margins instead of solving problems. He had the stubbornness of a mule and the creativity of a con artist when it came to avoiding work. I tried everything. Star charts, special privileges, removing his beloved Lego sets. Nothing worked. The breaking point came when his teacher, Mrs. Caldwell, called about missing assignments for the 3rd week straight. She sounded exhausted, the way teachers do when they've run out of gentle suggestions. Kieran sat at the kitchen table, arms crossed, staring at his unopened workbook, like it had personally insulted his entire bloodline. "I hate homework," he announced with the finality of a Supreme Court ruling. "It's stupid and boring and I'm never doing it again." I felt that familiar surge of parental frustration, the kind that makes you want to deliver lectures about responsibility, while secretly wondering if maybe boarding school wasn't such a terrible idea. That's when inspiration hit me like lightning. I sat down across from him and nodded seriously. "You're absolutely right. Homework is terrible." His defiant expression faltered. This wasn't going according to script. "In fact," I continued, "homework is so awful that I think we should call Mrs. Caldwell right now and tell her you quit. No more assignments ever." Kieran looked genuinely confused. This wasn't the fight he'd prepared for. "I'll pack up all your school supplies and donate them to some kid who might actually use them. Why torture yourself with math problems when you could just not wait," he said slowly, uncertainty creeping into his voice. "We'll tell everyone you've decided school isn't for you. Your cousins will be so impressed that you gave up on learning entirely. Grandpa will probably say you're just like your Uncle Ray, who never finished anything either." His face scrunched. Uncle Ray was the family cautionary tale, 42 years old and still living in his mother's basement. "I didn't say I wanted to quit school," he protested weakly. "But honey, if homework is too hard for you..." "It's not too hard," he protested, his pride kicking in. "It's just boring." I shrugged with theatrical indifference. "Boring, hard, same thing really. Either way, it's clearly too much for you to handle. We'll just tell Mrs. Caldwell that 2nd grade work is beyond your capabilities." Kieran's competitive 7-year-old pride exploded. "I can handle it, I just don't want to." "Of course, sweetie. That's exactly what we'll tell everyone. That you couldn't handle 2nd grade homework." "I can handle it," he said, grabbing his pencil with newfound determination. "I'll show you right now." He attacked that math worksheet with the fury of someone defending their honor. Finished it in 20 minutes. Work that usually took 2 hours of battle, tears, and negotiations. The next day, I mentioned casually that maybe we should email Mrs. Caldwell about reducing his assignments since they seemed overwhelming for him. "No," he said, clutching his homework protectively. "I can do them all. Every single one." 3 weeks later, he was finishing assignments before I even asked. When I praised his improvement, he said proudly, "See? I told you I could handle anything they gave me." The beautiful irony? By making homework about his capability instead of my authority, I accidentally solved a problem that had been destroying our evenings for months. His teacher asked what miraculous intervention I'd used. I just smiled and said, "Sometimes you have to let them prove themselves instead of proving it to them." Now he's 9 and asked for extra credit work to show how advanced he is. Last week, he overheard me telling his aunt that his homework load seemed really challenging this year. "Mom," he said seriously, "I think you're underestimating me again." He completed every assignment that night without being asked, then organized them by subject in his folder. The kid who once hid his backpack now color codes his assignments and maintains a homework calendar on his wall. All because I suggested he couldn't handle something, and his pride wouldn't let that stand.